You guys, the makeup influencers are at it again, but of course for very different reasons. First, Michaela Noguera, I feel like she can never catch a break. We're always discussing something going on, whether it's her brand, a partnership she did, and it really never ends. And then we have James Charles, and well, we have some updates from his scandals back in 2020, so let's dig up these receipts and get into it. Before we start, I just wanted to say thank you if you've subscribed lately, and if you haven't, please consider. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so today we're talking about Michaela's new brand, POV, and the drama that has unfolded. To catch you up, back in March of 2025, she launched her brand, POV, and her brand is heavily marketed as a skin prep line. So, when she announced a product was coming out that was leaning more on the side of makeup, fans were very, very excited. And if you've watched any of Michaela's videos, you know that she's big on her skin prep before doing her makeup. So I do think it made sense for her to come out with a brand for sure, as you know, most influencers do at one point. So this product is a moisturizing lip ampule along with a lip liner, continuing with the lip kit marketing. And in a now deleted TikTok video, Michaela really marketed the product to be super buildable without any stickiness, no tackiness, no stringiness. Literally using the phrase amp it up, over and over and over again, describing how to use the product and how buildable the product is.
Toasted marshmallow, sticky, extremely hydrating. You can do a sheer, gorgeous wash of color like this. None of that stringy, sticky residue. Or the reason it's called Amp It is because you can amp this up and get even more pigment. This is easily one of the prettiest shades. Now you have even more color. Still none of that stringy, sticky residue.
So when people got their lip product in the mail, the reviews started flooding in. And now the discussion is that the lip product is stringy after building it up.
Okay, the rumors are that the new POV lip kits are doing this, so I decided to buy them myself so you don't have to. Let's do a brutally honest review. I picked up the two most popular shades from Michaela's website. First, I wanted to try on Strawberry Shortcake with Angel Cake. I could immediately tell the texture of the lip liner is on the waxier side. When you first apply it, it goes on sheer, but you can slowly build up the color, which is not a bad thing. I think it's just personal preference. But one thing that I do like about it is that it's transfer proof. A lot of people have been saying that the lip ampules are very sticky, so I first applied a light layer and I didn't run into that issue, but I went in again and applied a little bit more, and unfortunately it is very sticky. Like you can see in the video, it's very stringy, and it really doesn't smell like strawberry shortcake in my opinion. The next color I tried on is Toasted Marshmallow with Charred Cider. Again, this lip liner has a buildable color, and if you work fast enough, you can blend these out with your finger a little bit, but you do have to do it before it dries down. I wanted to check again if this lip ampule did the same thing as the first one, so I applied a light layer and it was perfectly fine, not sticky at all, and then went in with a little bit more, and that's when it got stringy again. So I think if you want these to work, you really have to apply a light layer, but I really do like the lip liners. They really have great lasting power. Like these were hard to get off. In terms of shade range, I think Strawberry Shortcake would not work on any skin tones that are darker than me. Okay, my final thoughts. I don't think these are that bad. You can't apply them too thick or they'll get too sticky. But overall, I did like the colors on me and I do like how they feel.
People think the price may be a little steep as well, which it was originally $42 before it had a price cut. But on the other side of things, people have come out to defend Michaela and the product, saying that it is user error and people just like to jump on the hate train and do anything to prove Michaela wrong.
I cannot hate a stranger this bad. Like it sounds like a disease at this point. I've been seeing so many bad things about this, that it's stringy, sticky, nasty. I hope you all realize if you put a lot of any lip product on, it's gonna look bad. Okay, I've used this every single day since I got it. Look at how gorgeous it is. First of all, this lip liner does not budge. How pretty is that? Also, this is in the shade Angel Cake and literally no transfer. Now the Amp It smells amazing. This is the Strawberry Shortcake one. It is a thicker formula because it is a hydrating lip product, just with added color. When you put it on, that's about how much I used. If I want to add a little bit more to the top, gorgeous. No stickiness. Now, watch this. Okay, look at that. I put like an unnecessary amount on, and that's when you get the stickiness. You do this to any lip product and you will get the same results. Why do y'all need to put 10 gallons of lip product on your lips? I don't know. I don't get it. Y'all cannot want to hate this girl that bad. Let's take a little bit off. You still have the Amp It color. It's still on. The product is still on your lips, but it is not stringy. Sometimes it's not the product. It's a user error. Just an FYI. Because this is genuinely so good, and I do not understand all the hate.
We haven't really heard anything from Michaela about this besides her deleting the original video, which I feel like that is just looking guilty. It really reminded people of the time that she allegedly put on that false lash during the mascara ad. I know you all remember that.
Literally just changed my life. This looks like false. This is how? What? It's this L'Oreal telescopic tip, and I'm satin to coat the lashes. And then once you've done that, you flip the brush to the side and you use the hook comb to basically separate. This is one coat. Okay, I'm gonna add a second. Look at the length. Do you see that? I am speechless. And I'm not sure anyone's gonna ever be able to compete with this mascara.
It wouldn't be a problem if they weren't advertised as buildable. I ordered mine a week ago and the order is still processing. It's too expensive for it to be fine. I have those same two colors and no issues. I think people are applying way too much. It really shouldn't need this much explanation. Okay, let me know what you guys think about Michaela's new lip product. Have you bought it yet? Have you tried it out? I want to know in the comments, let me know, but let's move on to what's been going on with James Charles. So we're taking a bit of a turn with this subject that involves James. Now, if you don't remember, there has been a few times over the years where boys who are minors have come out and given their story about what has happened between them and James. Some of these are true and some of them have been made up for views and clicks. But in 2021, when the stories had really picked up on the internet, this was when James had posted his now deleted video, Holding Myself Accountable. After taking some time off social media, he then came back with a video titled An Open Conversation. In this video, he admitted to talking to some of these people, saying, he was desperate for love. So fast forward to 2025, this creator, Ethan, has come out to share his story on what has happened between him and James. It appears that Ethan had tried to come out with this story back in 2020 and it wasn't received very well. He got tons of backlash and he didn't really know how to go about it because he was only 14 at the time. But now he's 20 years old and he has come back to share some more. At the time of the alleged incident, Ethan was 14 and James would have been around 21. Ethan says he was posting on TikTok like any other 14-year-old and started gaining a following. Once he hit around 700,000 followers, James had actually commented on one of his videos, which was very exciting for him. Obviously, as a 14-year-old, any big creator commenting on your videos, that's going to be exciting.
Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Rhett, and if you don't know me, maybe this will help you. Before I get into the story, I want to say I am not meaning to hurt anyone's career or damage anyone's reputation. I just keep seeing things pop up on my page, and it's sickening, and it triggers me in a way, But back when I was 14, I wanted to do social media my whole life. It's something I really loved and enjoyed doing. I started blowing up. I maybe created my account 7 months prior before I turned 14 years old. I ended up blowing up, maybe around 700,000 followers on TikTok. Everything was doing good. I loved it. It was just amazing. James Charles commented under my post and liked the video, and it was exciting. That's the biggest creator I've ever been in contact with or ever commented or liked my post, Anyways, he ends up following me and he messages me, hey, I obviously respond. I'm excited, but that's where everything went downhill. It got really, really weird.
Ethan alleges that after a few days of talking back and forth, James asks Ethan to add him on Snap, and after a while, they even got to the point of where they would FaceTime. When James asked Ethan what he was hoping to do with his TikTok platform, Ethan said modeling, and James allegedly told Ethan, remember he's 14 years old at the time, that he would be a good model and he should do so. He should take up modeling.
Eventually ended up telling him I wanted to get into modeling or acting or maybe even both. And, he was very supportive about that, He said, oh my God, you'd be such a good model, You would do so well modeling and just stuff like that. And obviously I didn't see anything of it. I was young. I was happy he was saying I could do that, especially coming from a really big and noticeable influencer. I thought it was great. So James started getting extremely comfortable with me. and I just, I was so excited. I didn't really realize it at the time. We were FaceTiming, which I will pull it up right here in this clip, this next clip.
I don't think so. At least.
Anyway, so that part was me on the phone with James that a friend of mine recorded just because he thought it was pretty cool as well. And I thought it was something cool to have. And I didn't think about it as any way to hurt him. And it stresses me out that my life was ruined because everyone thought that. It's irritating talking about. I'm sorry, y'all.
Eventually, things escalated to the point where adults should not be asking these sorts of things towards minors.
Anyways, James started becoming super aggressive with me. He would ask me to send him photos of my happy trail, which I didn't even have at the time. And because I was 14, I didn't have a happy trail, and I had armpit hair, but he didn't ask for that. And I kind of avoided the question because it made me super, super uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I lied, actually. I told him I shaved my happy trail because I was afraid to tell him that I didn't have a happy trail or have any hair on my body other than my armpit hair. So I'm sorry, I lied about that. Anyways, he kind of started being aggressive extremely after that. He told me, well, don't shave your happy trail again, because I liked that. And he was very intense about how he said it. I know it doesn't sound bad, but it was only if you could be in my shoes when that happened. It made me super, super uncomfortable. Anyways, I go to bed that night and I wake up to his sent to me, and it made me very, very uncomfortable. He would send me a photo of his behind in the mirror, and he also sent me a video of him in the shower, which those videos are somewhere on the internet. I'm sure you can find it. If I looked, I could probably find them in a Google Drive that we actually had for my lawyer.
So if that wasn't a lot already, allegedly Ethan started getting threats from James, including outing him and wanting to ruin his career.
Anyways, he started realizing that I wasn't into that. He started kind of making threats towards me, saying he was going to diminish my career. He could easily ruin my career, just all types of nonsense, and it was bad. Okay, it was really, really, really bad. Started getting super, super intense. He started saying he was gonna ruin my career, go out and tell people I was gay and I was closeted, which isn't an issue. That's not an issue at all, but it was still the fact that I was a 14-year-old boy, and it scared me. It freaked me out. I am not trying to diminish anyone's career. I'm not trying to ruin anyone. I'm just getting my story out once again because it was put under the rug, and it's not fair to anybody that has gone through this.
One of the receipts that Ethan is talking about shows a picture of James on Snapchat, and James is replying and saying, 4 years.
About to show you next is a video of me opening his snap on Snapchat of him saying 4 years. And what he's implying on that 4 years is 4 more years until I'm 18 years old. My brother wanted to record it because he thought it was super weird of him to say.
And another one is James telling Ethan he hates putting hot guys in makeup. And this is after Ethan has talked about getting his makeup done by James one day.
I saw he was doing his makeup and I said, hey, maybe you can put makeup on me for a YouTube video. It would be a cool collab, and I'm trying to grow my page because he made it seem like he was my friend and he wanted to help me and kind of give me tips and tricks.
I hate putting really, really hot guys into makeup.
It seems James cannot get away from the narrative of talking to underage boys. However, not only that, only really the older audience is aware of the actions. His younger audience probably doesn't even know about the scandals from 4 to 5 years ago. He still manages to sell out makeup, posts every week on YouTube, and continues to live life as if none of this has ever happened. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Do you guys watch James Charles? Do you know about any of this? Have you seen any of this on TikTok? Let me know and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!